Riley, the Godfather of the NBA, coach of the Showtime Lakers, the heart and soul of the Miami Heat, 3-time Coach of the Year with 3 different teams, owner of 9 championship rings, and yeah, he's also got a serious collection of rare vintage cars. This is the story of a basketball icon, a man from the old school, the kind that's slowly fading away in today's world of political correctness. A basketball genius with authority in his veins. A born winner. Always slicked back hair, polished shoes, and custom-tailored Armani suits. He walked the sidelines like a boss, sharp, calm, and always in control. This is Pat Riley, and this is how legends are made. Pat was born in New York State. Maybe that's why he kinda looks like he stepped out of a classic Italian mafia movie. He started his hoops journey at the University of Kentucky, then got drafted into the pros by the San Diego Rockets, all the way up at number 7 overall. And get this, back in 1967, he was also picked in the NFL draft by the Dallas Cowboys. But his biggest mark as an athlete came with the Lakers. That's where he won a championship. He wasn't a star, not the guy on the posters, but he played an important role off the bench. After 9 seasons in the NBA, he wrapped up his playing career as a member of the Phoenix Suns. However, the best part was just getting started. Pat got his first coaching gig in LA, joining the Lakers as an assistant in 1979, probably the most important year in franchise's history. That same year, the legendary Jerry Buss bought the team, one of the most successful owners in all of pro sports. And on top of that, the Lakers drafted Magic Johnson with the number 1 pick. Not long after, Pat took over as head coach, and just like that, the Showtime Lakers era was born. Magic, Kareem, Riley on the bench, and Buss running the show from the front office. That crew didn't just play ball, they changed the game. They helped take the NBA from an American league to a global phenomenon. Together, the 4 of them won 4 championships in LA. Their names are etched in gold, forever part of basketball's legendary story. After that, Pat had a strong run with the Knicks. Tough, gritty basketball, real New York style. But it was in Miami where he truly found his second home. There, he didn't just build a team, he built a culture. A culture of discipline, sacrifice, and winning. When you think of the Heat, you think of Pat Riley, period. Since the late 80s, the NBA has added 7 new teams, and by far, the most successful of them all has been Miami. And that's largely because of Pat Riley. He's done it all, from coach to executive, basically held every basketball role. He's also the guy who drafted the greatest player in franchise history, Dwayne Wade. Together, they took Miami to the top of American sports. He's won 1 title as a coach and 2 as an executive. And let's be real, Heat culture has become a pop culture term at this point. It stands for professionalism, being 100% ready and never backing down from a fight. There's no tanking, no intentionally losing games, and no random rest days for the stars. The ultimate goal? Always go for the win. Every time. A lot of former players had talked about just how strict the Miami training grind is. Pat demanded that body fat stayed below 10%. Now imagine how tough that was for guys like Shaq, who never really loved working out. Or for chubby players like Anthony Walker. Even someone like Goran Dragic, who always looked ready to go, struggled to meet those hardcore standards. But there's one important thing about Pat. He was always consistent and fair, no matter who you were. Just look at how he coached Shaq in his mid-30s. No special treatment. He pushed him just like everybody else. There's even that infamous story where Pat kicked Jason Williams out of practice for showing up late. And when Shaq tried to stand up for his teammate, Riley straight up snapped. It was like a scene out of a mafia movie. Shaq and Pat Riley, face to face, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Shaq shoved Haslam and Mourning, jabbed a finger into Riley's chest while Pat kept slapping it away until finally Shaq stepped away. You've got to be seriously brave to stand your ground against a dude who's 7'1" and over 300 pounds. In no time, Pat made it clear that what happened with Shaq wasn't just a one-time thing. He proved it again when LeBron James, the best player in the world at the time, came to Florida. When LeBron was in Miami, it was the first and last time in his career he had to fall in line with an organization. After bringing his talent to South Beach, Pat made it clear, no friends, no family allowed in the locker room or team spaces. Then, during the first season, when things weren't going great, an impatient LeBron went to Pat, wanting to fire Eric Spoelstra. Old school Riley just pointed at the door. The rest? Well, that's history. A few years ago, an American journalist asked him if he planned to retire. Pat, being Pat, shot back, saying the question was out of line and that he was pretty sure, even at 77, he could still do more push-ups than the guy asking. So, while it's not time to call it quits on his legendary career just yet, let me share a few moments that will live on as long as basketball exists. The famous term choking was coined by none other than Pat, trying to explain how some athletes developed an intense fear of winning that paralyzed them and stopped them from giving their best. And the term three-peat, the idea of winning 3 straight championships, was also dropped by Riley when he and the Lakers were chasing that very goal back in the 1988-89 season. Purely from a basketball perspective, he'll be remembered as a pioneer of positionless basketball, where the traditional roles on the court get flipped and the focus shifts to adaptability and unconventional skills. On top of that, his 9 championships earned as a player, coach, and executive say it all about his deep understanding of the game at every level. All of that makes him, without a doubt, one of the greatest basketball minds we've ever had.